Hey friends, I'm John, your carnivore teacher. Today we're going to talk about why some foods tell you stop, I'm full, and others never do. We're going to talk about this fascinating, most misunderstood topic about eating. This comes down to how your hormones and your brain communicate. And that communication depends entirely on what kind of food you eat. The foods that tell you you're full. When you eat real nutrient-dense foods, your body knows what to do. I'm talking about animal foods like meat, fish, eggs, seafood that come from nature, not factories. These foods trigger satiety hormones, your built-in stop signals. Here's how it works. Protein is the king of satiety. When you eat enough protein, your small intestine releases hormones like PYY, peptide YY, and glucagon like peptide 1, GLP-1. You've heard of GLP-1, right? These go straight to your brain and say, we're good down here. Stop eating. Fat supports this process. It triggers CCK, another signal that slows digestion and tells your brain you're satisfied. When these hormones are working properly, your appetite naturally shuts off. You don't have to count calories or measure portions. Your body literally does it for you. That's why when you eat a ribeye or a few eggs cooked in butter, you can't overeat easily. At some point, it stops tasting good because you've hit your body's natural limit. That's what real satiety feels like. Now, the foods that break the stop signal. Let's talk about those other foods, the ones that hijack your hunger signals. These are ultra-processed. I wrote a book about it. Engineered foods that combine refined carbohydrates, seed oils, and additives, foods designed to keep you eating. These foods don't nourish your body, they trick your brain. And here's why. Refined carbs and sugar cause rapid spikes in blood glucose and insulin. That surge is followed by a crash. And when glucose drops, your brain panics. It thinks you're starving, even though you just ate. Processed fats, especially seed oils like soybean, corn, canola, cottonseed, cause inflammation and disrupt leptin signaling. That's the hormone that tells your brain you're full. When leptin resistance sets in, you can have high leptin levels, but your brain never gets the message. Flavor engineering is another trap. Food companies blend sugar, salt, and fat into this thing called the bliss point that overrides your satiety centers. These combinations never exist in nature, so your brain can't properly regulate intake. So you keep eating. Not because you're hungry, but because your brain's chemistry has been hijacked. Ever notice you can eat an entire bag of chips or cookies, but not a dozen eggs? That's not willpower, that's biology. Now, our hormones are behind satiety. Let's quickly go under the hood here. Your body's main hunger and fullness hormones include ghrelin, the hunger hormone, produced in your stomach. It rises before meals and falls afterwards. Then there's leptin, with a P, made by your fat cells. It's your long-term, I'm full signal. There's PYY, GLP-1, and CCK, and they're released by your gut after protein and fat intake. These tell your brain and stomach to slow down and stop eating. But when you eat ultra-processed carbs and seed oils, you disrupt this delicate system. Ghrelin doesn't fall properly, leptin signaling gets blocked, and insulin resistance worsens, which further dulls your I'm full feedback loop. That's why processed food leads to constant hunger, not because your stomach's empty, but because your hormones are confused. So real food versus fake food. The difference that you feel. Here's a simple comparison. Real food is animal-based. It triggers PYY, GLP-1, CCK, which are your satiety hormones. It keeps your blood sugar stable. It improves your leptin sensitivity. natural stop signal. You can't overeat easily, and it provides complete nutrients. Processed food, on the other hand, blunts or blocks hormonal signaling. It does. It causes blood sugar roller coaster. It leads to leptin resistance. It gives you artificial pleasure. You can't stop eating. I've been there. I know all about that feeling. And it creates cravings for missing nutrients. When you switch from fake foods to real foods, like meat, eggs, seafood, salt, water, you restore the natural conversation between your gut and your brain. Did you hear me say that? The conversation between your gut and your brain gets restored. When your hormones are finally back online, you stop eating not because you decide to, but because your body decides to. That's the power of eating how humans are meant to eat. So here's the takeaway. You don't need portion control when your biology is in control. You don't need to fight cravings when your brain's not being chemically manipulated. The foods that tell your body to stop are the foods that built us. Protein and fat from animals. The foods that never tell you to stop are the ones that broke us. Refined carbs, seed oils, and ultra-processed junk. So the next time you're eating, pay attention. If the food has an ingredient list, it's probably hijacking you. If it comes from nature, it's probably freeing you. Your body knows when to stop. You just have to give it the right language to speak. If you found this helpful, click the thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share this with someone who needs to hear it, friend, family, shoot it off into different directions. Leave me a question, a comment, or a suggestion. I keep holding up this book. It's my most recent book. It has a lot to do with this video. Ultra-processed food. We are processed to death. People are dying sooner than they should because they've been eating this for a lifetime. And when we get back to eating the proper human diet, meat, fish, eggs, water, animal fat, salt, everything functions properly. And your body heals and you thrive. Check out my video tomorrow as well, please, and have a great day.